And welcome into picturesque Larry Miller Field on the campus of Brigham Young University, the site of the 2022 6A Baseball State Tournament. Live streamed on your home for online championships, KSLSports.com. Commentary brought to you by Game Night Live Rewind. I'm Dusty Lister. So glad to have you along with me. As always, our commentary brought to you by Heaton and Associates, the law firm that's there for you. Get a free consultation. Let them know that Rewind sent you. And also brought to you by Western Governors University. Make 2022 the year of you. Your degree on your terms, on your timeline at Western Governors University. One-loss bracket game between Lone Peak and Fremont. Fremont, the number one team in the RPI, went down yesterday at the hands of Farmington, and Lone Peak lost to region foe American Fork, the reigning 6A champion. Leading off for Lone Peak, the center fielder, Crew McChesney. Pitching for Fremont today is Bridger Klontz. And Crew swings through the first one. Crew batting .420 on the season coming into yesterday. The man had been offered to play baseball here at BYU as he swings through strike number 2. It's always interesting in these one-loss games of who shows up ready to roll. And Crew looks at ball number 1, probably ball 2. Hope you're enjoying your Tuesday. Feels like Friday, but it's Tuesday. As that one shot into left field, right at the left fielder for the first out of the inning. I know we've got an amazing baseball game going on over at UVU. JT Wisherseal's gotten a classic of Olympus and Jordan. There's probably Salem Hills and Jordan. Somewhere Coach Haney's cussing me out. Tells me I always get their school name wrong. And that brings up Cade Gamble with 1 out. As Cade looks at ball 1. But that Jordan-Salem Hills game, 12-12 in the top of the 10th. That ball fouled out of play, and it counted even at a ball and a strike. So whoever gets out of this game, bye-bye pitching. And now the 1-1. That one off the plate, ball 2. Yeah, Gamble fouls that one off. Cade's committed to play at Salt Lake Community College, one of the best junior college baseball programs in the country. And a 2-2 hits him. Base runner aboard for Lone Peak. And that brings up Cade Hodson. It was a tough offensive day for Lone Peak yesterday. Carpenter was dealing. Hodson went 0 for 2 with the sacrifice fly. And a big swing on strike 1. Lineup for Lone Peak, and we go McChesney, Gamble, Hodson, Frye, Heaton, Billings, Tenney, Comer, Johnson, and Bateman. Or pardon me, Bateman being DH for by Josh Heaton. Hodson misses on that one, got in on off the barrel for out number 2.
Batting fourth is the second baseman, number 10, Jordan Frye.
And now brings up Jordan Frye. as that pitch misses. So the 1-0 to Frye up in the zone. Count now 2-0. So 2 balls, no strikes, 2 outs and a runner on first base. Here for the shortstop, Hodson. That one fouled out of play. And now the 2-1 runner goes. He had the bag off the first movement. Fouled into the screen, 2-2. Could have been a hit and run. It was going to swing to protect the runner. As kind of a quick consultation, reminds us to remind you that if you want a free legal consultation, go to our friends at Heaton and Associates. Justin Heidemann, I've mentioned so many times before. Grew up with him, known Justin for a very long time. And there's nobody I trust more to handle my family affairs. He's done, taking care of family will and trust, or set up a business, protecting your business, anything going on. If you have questions, if you have any legal ramifications and things you can do, go to our friends at Heidemann Associates. Go to utah.law. Find the law office nearest you. Let them know the Rewind sent you, and Justin will take care of you. Again, at Heidemann Associates, utah.law. Deuce is wild, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. And Hodson works a full count. 3 balls and 2 strikes after that one's bounced in. The payoff pitch. Ball 4. The patience there from Frye. As Hodson. Our problem is Gamble moves up to second. And that brings up Josh Heaton with runners on first and second and 2 outs. So 2 unearned on the base paths here for Lone Peak, and they push one across as Heaton fouls out one back. And a big swing. Count now 0-2. And that one's fouled out. So no balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs here for Heaton. Lays off that one. Count now 1-2. A 1-2 spoiled. We'll stay right here. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Here, an update from UVU. Salem Hills leading 13-12 in the top of the 10th. We got some confusion, some crazy stuff happening over there. But if you want to go check out that stream, check that one out. Ball misses wide of the plate. The count evens at 2-2. Two balls, two strikes, two outs. Runner goes. And he drops the pitch. I don't think it matters. It was a ball. It's now full count here to Heaton with runners on the corners. They're going to put on their first third situation. So runners on first and third. As Heaton fouls out one of the screen. Strong at bat here from Heaton. Not giving in. This one where Clance needs this one. Feel good to get out of that. Once again, the payoff. Misses up, and the bases are loaded. Golden opportunity here for Lone Peak. But if you just joined us, or if you watched the first game this morning, Taylorsville and Pleasant Grove it was 6-4 PG in final score. But, folks, a combined 25 runners left on base between the two teams. Each team had every inning with a runner in scoring position. And most of those innings with multiple runners in scoring position and only be able to play combined 10 runs. So Clance can certainly battle back. We saw that all day today. Misses up in the zone on that one. Digging in now is Chris Billings, the starting pitcher for Lone Peak. And the 1-0 in there for called strike. And a little late on that one, gets past him. Ball and two strikes. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. And Billings swings through it. And a good job of Clance getting out of the jam. We go to the bottom of the first inning, tied at 0. You're watching the 2022 6A Baseball State Tournament. Bottom of the first inning, and Fremont coming to the plate after getting out of a bases-loaded jam, not giving up a single run. Here comes Gavin Douglas, the starting pitcher from yesterday, leading things off for the Silverwolves, and on the mound for Lone Peak is Chris Billings. Saw Chris, see him twice this year. Saw him pitch against Bingham and then also in their second game against Copper Hills on Friday. As he's taking on Gavin Douglas and actually plunks him. So Douglas, the leadoff man, where's that one? It'll be a runner aboard for Fremont. Silverwolves, a high-powered offense, held to 1 run yesterday in a complete game. Show me the... So welcome back in as hopefully our Technical issues are taken care of. There's a bunt. That's being an infield single. So the first two aboard on the terrific bunt by Logan Pendleton. So runners on first and second on the bunt. And that's going to bring up Calvin Morrow. As Morrow gives a big swing there. Count goes is 0-1. And now the pickoff move to second. So that's going to bring up Cal Morrow in the box. 1-1. Sorry, we had those technical issues. We'll make sure to get my mind right here. As we got a lot of things happening here for Game Night Live Rewind, and a screamer into the screen. Gotta be awake over there. We had a ball yesterday that got in that little opening there in the dugout. Gotta keep your head on a swivel down the baselines. So no balls and 2 strikes here tomorrow. Or is it Moreau? I want to say Patrick Carr corrected me yesterday, and I think it's Moreau. Ball and 2 strikes. And we'll stay here at 1-2. And the 1-2. Swung on and missed. No, he said foul ball. When you're kids, you go, ticker. It was a ticker. See, even college softball players know. It ticked it. 1-2. Staying right here. 3 straight foul balls, I believe. And the 1-2 bounced. Evens a count of 2 balls and 2 strikes. Ooh, that one just misses inside. And I'll be honest, our vantage point, that corner, the inside corner on a left-handed batter, I had a good read on that for 2 days now. I'll be honest, almost every one of them seems wide from where I'm sitting. He comes right back, lifts this one into left field, tailing toward the line. And he's retired for the first out of the inning, but wasn't a bat from Morrow. Good lands. Cade Gamble comes over to get that one. That brings up Jackson Larkin. So this 1-0 pitch off the plate. Count now 2-0. The 2-0 is bounced, so count goes to 3 balls and no strikes to Jackson Larkin. And that's in there for a called strike. So count now 3 balls and a strike to Larkin. And the 3-1 wide of the plate, ball 4, and Fremont, like Lone Peak, loads the bases in the first inning.
Number 7, Roger Klutz.
And Lone Peak just trying to make sure everybody's set. Oh, that's trying to calm down their pitcher, too. You can see he's missing, just not able to locate his pitches here to get started. And sometimes it takes a guy an inning, inning half. He gets locked in. So stepping in now is Bridger Klontz, the starting pitcher. And the eephus finds a spot. And the 0-1 finds the outer part of the plate, and it's 0-2. Well, Klontz won his version of this at bat against Billings with bases loaded at the bottom, or probably at the top of the first inning. Can he best him head-to-head the first 2 times? The 0-2. Ooh. He ticked it. We'll do it again. Salem Hills wins in the bottom of the 10th, 14-12. Just got a K to close it out. Crazy day at UVU. How ball lifted into right field. And that's going to plate a run. So Klontz is going to come through with the RBI. And it's 1-0 Fremont. So helping himself out there was Klontz. So that brings up Bodie Goins. So that brings up the catcher, Bodie Goins, with 2 outs and runners on the corners. There's the 0-1. Runner goes, and they call it a foul ball. Man, we had a lot of silent killer foul balls here in the first inning. Not quite silent, but deadly. But, man, they've been silent. And Billings going to try to keep the runner at first close. So Bodie Goins. Runner goes, hits sharply to the first base side and foul. They'll keep it at no balls and 2 strikes. You know, we're in this game going to take on loser Fremont Farmington. The ball lifted out of play. Or pardon me, Fremont Farmington. Farmington American Fork. I apologize, misspoke there. Again, the 0-2. Grounded to short. Handled and stepped on by Kate Hodson. Fremont plates a run, and they take a 1-0 lead at the end of 1. We'll go to the top of the second. When we come back, you're watching the 2022 6A state tournament. Top of the second inning, and Fremont leading 1-0. Dusty Litster with you here at Larry Miller Field. Dane Tenney, the catcher, leading things off for Lone Peak. Looks at strike 1. The Knights had bases loaded in the first inning and unable to plate a run. Gave up bases loaded and only gave up 1 run. As Tenney quickly falls behind, no balls and 2 strikes. And that pitch misses wide. Count evens up. Our probably goes to 1-1. The 1-2 check swing. Yes, he did. He checked. No, he did. I'm sorry. Yes, he checked. No, he did not go. And the 2-2 foul back to the screen. We'll do it again. And again, the 2-2. Fastball missed. The count goes full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. And the payoff pitch lifted a mile high into the air. Going to be the right fielder coming on to take that one, and that is Gavin Douglas. And the leadoff man retired. So 1 away. As mentioned, be here all week long. And JT Worcester will have you in the 5A tournament. And then take over things on Saturday for Championship Saturday. Hope you're enjoying the lead up to your 3-day weekend for Memorial Day. Can't believe it's already here. And the 0-1 swung on, strike 2. The 0-2 look just missed. Of course, Easton Comer, as I'll mention every time in his first at bat, the state championship quarterback and the recipient of our Pressure Performer of the Year. I'll lift that one out of play. I mentioned he signed at Weber State this week to play quarterback after he serves his mission, going to Milan, Italy. the wrong portion of Italy. I mean, if you were southern Italy, Sicily, I mean, that's a great place. But Milan, eating white sauces and stuff, not quite Italy, but he can go there. I joke because his dad and we know each other well. And same with Easton, and great kid. Looks at ball 2, count evens up at 2-2. I was super impressed what he was able to do on the football field this season in his only year starting at quarterback at Lone Peak. Corner Canyon hadn't lost nearly 50 games, and they went 0-2 against Easton Comer, including probably the best state championship football game the state's seen, especially that first half. Absolutely bonkers. That 2-2 lifted well in the left center field. I don't know if that has the carry. It dies into the left field and taken easily by Cannon Coford. Yeah. That ball died at about 250 feet. As that brings up Jethro Johnson, the 9-hole hitter. Yeah, that ball for Comer. That was the equivalent of crushing a tee shot, and you feel like it's really good, and all of a sudden it turns on you. So 2 outs and nobody on as Johnson fouls that one away as well, and quickly he falls behind 0-2. And I'll tell you, Bridger Klontz done a great job. Pitch to contact. Get these guys swinging. No, you struck out everybody. Let your defense work behind you. It's more democratic, as Crash Davis would say in Bull Durham. 3 pitches, 3 foul balls here for Jethro. And the breaking ball there. 3 up, 3 down as we go to the bottom of the second inning. Fremont leading 1-0. You're watching the 2022 6A state tournament on KSLSports.com. Bottom of the second inning. And leading off for Fremont is Peyton Surge. I believe I did about 4 different pronunciations yesterday, and luckily somebody came to the press box and let us know the Surge. One ball, 1 strike here to Peyton. That ball lifted down the line, a foul. Another one into the right field bullpen. That one misses down. Count now 2 balls and 2 strikes. And the 2-2 up in the zone, and it goes full. And misses, ball 4. Trying to get a feel for where you are there, and that's what you have a good catcher. Your catcher kind of just turns to the umpire and says, "Is it out?" Instead of asking, "Where was it?" Hey, was that out? And let him work it. But everyone trying to get a feel for where that ball is located on both sides of the field. That's a leadoff walk. And that brings up Cannon Coford, and Cannon lays that one down, and the throw is dug out. Nicely done at first base. That was a tough one to dig. But Easton Comer able to pull that one out on the 5-3 putout. But the runner advances to second. Nice bunt there by Cannon. And it brings up Brig Grange. And that one misses up. Fastball finds his own. Evens the count of the ball and a strike. The 1-1 swung on, strike two. And the 1-2. That one's spoiled. Wait for that one to come back down. We had one yesterday. We have a tarp. If you haven't been to Larry Miller Field, you get that tarp on the top, and it rolled back down and landed about in the second or third row right behind the plate. And again, the 1-2 lined in the left field. That's going to bring in a run. Surge comes in, throw to second, not in time. And Brigrange with the RBI. Well, we're going to count that on the official scorebook. I would go RBI single to took the second on the throw. But it is 2-0 Fremont. We go to the top of the order, and Gavin Douglas. Hey, we talked about it in the first game today. 7, 8, 9 in games like this. What can the bottom of your order do to give you some production? If they do, it spells good things for your team. And 7, 8, 9. Peyton hit or walked and scores. Koford bunts him up to second. Brigrange comes through with the RBI single. Now you're at the top of the order with the runner in scoring position, and you think you can add on some runs, and you've set yourself up for that. But when you're 7, 8, 9 guys and get hits and be active on the base paths, that spells good things for your team. So 1 ball and 1 strike, 1 out, and a runner on second. Douglas able to hold off on that one. Count now 2-1. As Billings starting to labor. So ball and 2 strikes. Had that backwards. The 1-2, grounder to second. Frye with it cleanly over to Comer for the second out of the inning. The runner advances to third.
Now batting is the shortstop, number 20, Logan Pendleton.
And that brings up Logan Pendleton, the shortstop. Reached on an infield single. That ball struck well to center. McChesney right there. And that will do it for the second inning. But Fremont plates 1 in the first, plates 1 in the second. And we head to the third inning. It is Silverwolves 2, Lone Peak 0. You're watching the 2022 6A State Championship. Top of the third inning, top of the order for Lone Peak. The Knights trail 2-0. As Bridger Klontz has done a nice job getting on top of the Lone Peak hitters. He's gotten ahead and stayed ahead as McChesney offers the first pitch and chops this one to the second. And he is quickly retired as Jackson Larkin takes care of business. 1 pitch, 1 out. I've been cruising just a little bit of a slump here. I mean, going back to Friday, he had an RBI. He only reached base on a walk and also on a fielder's choice. So he's been hitless in the last 2 games in the last, however many at-bats. for a hitter coming into this week of a 420 average. So that pitch in there for called strike. This is Cade Gamble. Was hit by a pitch in the first inning. Fouls that one off. Count goes to 1-2. And the 1-2. Gamble back up the middle, and that's through. Back through the box, and that's a one-out single. Good bat there by Cade Gamble, and now here comes Caden Hodson. Big swing by Hodson. 0-1. The 0-1 goes to 1-1. And the 1-1 catches the outside corner, and so 1 ball and 2 strikes to Hodson. Bender, no. He got the last pitch as a fastball, not even movement. If you're going to throw it around the outside corner, it's still a ball. So the 2-2 to Hodson. We'll do it again. Now one misses up, so count now full. And yes, he did. Hodson could not hold off. And he's retired for the second out of the inning.
Second baseman, number 10, Jordan Frye.
The second K of the day for Bridger Clontz. That brings up Jordan Frye as second baseman. And holds off on ball 1. Throw down the second. No, not in time. So Cade Gamble able to take second on the steal. And a check swing. That ball's going to carry, though. Got more on it than I thought. Going to bounce over. It's a ground rule double. So that's a 2-out RBI double for Jordan Frye. And my eyes could have absolutely deceived me that was seeing that initial swing. That was a little bit like the Mike Trout check swing home run. At least my eyes initially, and I'm probably wrong. But that is a big hit there for Lone Peak. Tying run at second base as that brings up Josh Heaton, the designated hitter. See what Clance does now. Having to battle a little bit here. That ball foul back to the screen. You learn a lot about your pitchers. First time they get hit hard. His ability is to, the words of Billy Chappell, clear the mechanism, come back, and locate pitches. And if you're Lone Peak, continue to get into fastball situations. Here's the 0-1. Misses up. So 2 balls and 1 strike to Josh Heaton. And just like, yeah. Remember, there's no definition of going, right? That was exactly what Hodson did earlier. It's the weirdest thing in baseball that defines every little thing. There's no definition of a check swing. Some people say, well, the basket past the front of the plate and all. That's all folktale. It's not in the rule book. I'd ask you to find it, send it to me. Maybe the NFHS has something that Major League Baseball doesn't have, but there's not a definition of it. You hear, so we got a catcher up here saying he went. Here we go, full count, 2 outs, wide of the plate, and that's a 2-out walk. So again, with 2 outs, Lone Peak putting guys on base, just like they did in the first inning. And the game getting heated. Winner moves on. Loser is done for the season. And the senior's done in their high school career. It always ratchets up the emotions. And that's going to bring up Chris Billings. And no, he did not. Go with the feeling of, you know it when you see it. The quote, Ted Lasso. And the 1-0 fastball. Strike 1. Billings went down on strikes and his only plate appearance in the first inning. Again, with the chance to come through to help his cause, he can tie things up with the base hit. Runners will be moving on contact to 2 outs. And Field is back to keep everything in front as Billings flies that one out of play. And the count goes to ball and 2 strikes. And the 1-2. Billings again spoils it. We will go back again. A ball and 2 strikes. Hurley went through 13 dozen baseballs yesterday. It's 160, if my math serves me correct. Right? Hit the second. And Lone Peak plates a run to leave the tying run at second base. But we go to the bottom of the 3rd inning. And it's Fremont leading Lone Peak 2-1. You're watching the 2022 6A Baseball State Tournament. Bottom of the 3rd. Dusty Litster with you here at Larry Miller Field. Hope you're enjoying your Tuesday. beautiful weather on what will be Memorial Day weekend. As that pitch is wide. Lots of graduations, so if you're a senior watching this, congratulations on. It's not the end, it's just the beginning. And hope you enjoy the end of your high school tenure. As that pitch is wide the plate. And I'm sure the Lone Peak Math Club is making fun of you. 156 baseballs. That way if Megan Lister is watching, she knows that I got it right. And that's a 4-pitch walk to start the inning. We talked about went through 13 dozen baseballs yesterday, and I dare say 8 of those 13 dozen were in the Fremont game. These Fremont Silverwolves hitters are very difficult to strike out, as we saw yesterday with Farmington. I think we had 9 foul balls in one at bat. Might have even been more, but I don't want to speak out of turn and courtesy. Actually, it was. So Morrow off first. Or pardon, Moreau. And that pitch is in for a called strike. And the 0-1 fastball misses wide. This is Jackson Larkin, the second baseman. Missed an opportunity to wear number 11. As that one's bounced and gets past Tenney. So the runner will advance to second base. And you should know who number 11 is. I'm referring to that. The last name Larkin, the Hall of Famer, World Series champion, Barry Larkin. That ball chopped to short. That's going to get through. That's going to be an RBI single as Larkin drives in Moreau. And it's 3-1, Silverwolves.
Now batting is the pitcher, number 7, Bridger Klontz.
And that brings up Bridger Klontz as Jackson Larkin comes through. And the first pitch misses here. Klontz, who had drove in the first run of the game, sacrifice fly back in the first inning. And Coach Bezen come out, have a chat with Billings. So again, gives us a chance to thank our sponsors, Heaton and Associates. As always, if you have any legal questions and you get that Living Will and Trust set up, go to our friends at Heaton and Associates. It's a flat fee. They're not charging you by the hour. Flat fee to make sure everything is set up right. Living Will and Trust. Go to www.utah.law and find the law office nearest you. Again, that's utah.law. Find the law office nearest you. Let them know that Rewind sent you. They'll give you a free consultation, get you set up. I had a friend going through something very personal. Got on the phone with Justin. Justin spent as much time as he needed to. Wasn't charging him for his time. Answered his questions and helped my friend really get into a good place, understand what he needs to do to put a game plan together for his situation. And Justin Heidemann will do the same for you. Going to go to utah.law and set up your free consultation today. And that brings up, again, Bridger Klontz, the starting pitcher for Fremont. As that ball fisted toward the left field line, and everybody kind of lost that ball in the sky. I don't even say even the sun, it's kind of in the sky. No one saw it. And it falls into the Bermuda Triangle, and we have runners on first and second.
Now batting is the pitcher, number 18, Bobby Golding. first base, number 4, Noah Austin.
Noah Austin speeding up. So first up, middles are back as they scored a bunt here with Bodie Goins. And Austin again squares the bunt, pulls it back this time. Evens the count, a ball and a strike. So 1 ball and 1 strike, 2 on and no one out. And again, Austin's showing bunt. Not going to try to bunt the breaking ball. Count goes to 2-1. And the 2-1 pitch fouled off, and the count now 2-2. Probably going to take the bunt off. And so time requested and granted as Goins will step back in. Imagine we have anything on here. Go straight up, 2-2. Runners are going to freeze on the line drive, see the ball through the infield. Breaking ball wide of the plate, and the count now full. Tell you what, you're hitting a spot in the lineup that did some damage last inning. 7-8-9 due up next. Payoff pitch, lifted down the right field line. It's going to be foul. So we'll do it again. 3 balls and 2 strikes. 2 on and no one out. Hammered into the right center field. Gonna bring in another run for Fremont. Rounding second, heading into third is Bridger Klontz. His speed up in Austin. And it is 4-1. And that might be the day for Billings. So Peyton Surge coming up. Walked and scored last inning. We don't have a 31 on the lineup card. We'll efforting that name as we speak. Ooh, that comes up and in and gets all the way to the screen. Here comes a run. No, he does not. He got him at home. That ball caromed off of the right spot, and a nice throw by Tenney. And on the 2-1 putout of Austin at home. The speed up for Bodie Goins moves up to second. And it's a 1-0 count to Peyton Surge. And that ball lifted in the infield. And that ball's going to drop. The wind moved it around. Here's always tough and outside man in. That's a long run from center field for Crew McChesney. That's outside man in. You got a better angle on that ball instead of getting stuck, and you can see the winds whipping around right now. Got some wind gusts. They could have moved it. Well, it certainly did move it. That's me base hits. It falls in the middle. Counted as the 5th hit of the day for Fremont. So runners on first and second, and 1 out. And the bender finds his own. And a little breaking ball finds his own again, 0-2. Yeah. Our pitcher got called up right before the game started. Got sent over, got him on a bus, got him over here. Has done a nice job of getting the name, and so we give him some credit. Come in throwing strikes, got a nice little breaking ball. As the hey, just tell him to finish it. Want him holding up on that pitch. So coach just told the guy, hey, just finish it, just throw it home. So here we go, the 0-2. Again, a little breaking ball lifted into left field. Ball's drifting back, and it's going to hit the ground. And that could plate 2. McChesney's throw. Here it is, the play at the plate, the throw on time, and did not get the tag on him. Hey, 2 RBI single for Peyton Surge. And it is 6-1 Fremont. How about the slide? Got around the tag, and a 2-run single. Pardon, that was Kenneth Colford with the hit. It is 6-1. Breaking ball stays up. That brings up Brick Grange, the 9-hole hitter. I'm going to apologize to Cannon Colford, because I forgot about the little Texas leaguer that fell in for Peyton Surge. Ball got stuck in the wind. But Colford left no doubt on that one. As the ball is carrying now. We saw earlier today, Easton Comer's going to be standing at first base saying, where was this wind when I hit that ball earlier? It just shifted. But Fremont bursting out with 4 runs. That ball goes up and in. And it goes 3-0. And that one finds his own, strike 1. That one stayed up, and that is a walk. To the top of the order we go. Now how about 7, 8, 9? In the second inning, so it's Surge, Colford, and Grange. In the second inning, Surge walked and scored. Colford bunted him up to second, so a productive out. Brig Grange singled, moved him to third, goes to the top of the order. I will have you. Here in this one, a single and run for Surge, a 2 RBI single for Colford, and Grange gets aboard on a walk. 7, 8, 9. always, I won't say make or break. They make you in a game like this. If they can bridge and get you traffic on the bases, man, your odds increase. I don't know if Bill James wrote that money in his original book or not, but probably should have. That one misses. They're at the top of the order, and Gavin Douglas. Walked and scored in the first, grounded out last inning. He's looking to do damage here with runners on first and second. The 2-0 pitch grounded to the right side. Frye goes back to second to get the runners. Will be runners on the corners with 2 outs. As Douglas reaches on the fielder's choice.
Shortstop, number 20, Logan Pendleton.
And that brings up Logan Pendleton, the shortstop. An infield single in the first. Flew out to center. Back in the second. Off the end of the bat. Can't go short wave. Long throw. Not in time. And that's a hit and RBI. 7-1 on the infield single for Logan Pendleton. If it can go right, it is going right for Fremont here in the third. And it brings up Calvin Moreau. So runners on first and second. And that ball chopped foul. Brigham Smith is the pitcher. I think my guy Travis Cloward, let me know. Go TC. And the 1-1 pitch is bounced. And it's 2 balls and 1 strike. Now, there's one guy in Travis I know appreciated the Barry Larkin shout out, but he'd be a lot more happy if it went a little ED love too. And bounce that one to Comer, but how about the inning for Fremont, plating 5 runs. And they take a 7-1 lead as we head to the top of the 4th inning. Fremont leading Lone Peak in elimination game here in the 6A state tournament. You're watching on KSLSports.com. Top of the 4th inning. Dusty Lister with you here at Larry Miller Field as it's 7-1 Fremont. As the Silverwolves explode for 5 runs on 6 hits. In the bottom of the 3rd. So at the plate is Dane Tenney, the catcher. As Lone Peak left bases loaded in the 1st, went down in order in the 2nd, left runners on in the 3rd. After plating 1, they're going to have to pick it up as they trail by 6. Winner of this game will take on the loser of the Farmington American Fort game. They'll come up at 7 o'clock tonight. Because up next is Bingham and Riverton, a little Region 3 special. Coach Jay Applegate taking on his mentor, Coach Joey Sato, for the 100th, millionth time. But always fun to see them in the state tournament play, go up against each other. Coach Applegate played for Coach Sato. As almost all of Bingham baseball players that did not play for Coach Santa Stephen played for Joey Sato, seemingly. There's a 2-2 count here. Tenney lifts this one into left field. Drifting back, still going back, and the catch made. Man alive. Lone Peak Centers. Where was the wind trouble on that one? As Calvin Moreau got back on it and makes the catch. And I'll bring up Easton Comer. Pitch in there for a strike here to Comer. As Easton looks at ball one. Easton got on top of one. The last is only a bat. Had to kind of die. He left his bat without bouncing the extra bases, and then it just kind of died in the air. Unlike the double we saw last inning from Kenneth Coford. But behind the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Here's Easton. And the 1-2. That one hit well in the left center field, and that's going to get down. So a 1-out single for Easton Comer and a runner aboard. And I'll bring up Jethro Johnson, the right fielder. So we have a speed-up runner coming in for Comer. Or a pinch runner. I should say speed-up, a pinch runner in for Comer. Denny. And that one is wide of the plate. And that's in there for a called strike. So even the count at 1-1 here to Jethro Johnson. So that puts Cody Pearson. Imagine an umpire tell me he has good eyes. I mean, it's just the biggest, it's the most shocking part of the day. As Jethro Johnson, ooh. A 1-2 count there to Jethro Johnson. Cody Pearson pinch running for Comer. And that pitch called strike 3 on the outer part of the plate. And now back to the top of the order. Crew McChesney. A little late on that one was Crew, strike 1. Crew flew out to left in the first, grounded out to second last inning. Love to come through with 2 outs and get something going for this Lone Peak offense. And Clance's pitch is past McChesney on that one. Count 0-2. And the 0-2, runner goes. McChesney comes through with that one. It'll be first to third. Pearson. And McChesney not hesitating at all into second base. Flashing the wheels. And it's 2 runners in scoring position on the 2-out double from Crew McChesney. I'm guessing that was hit and run. Here comes Cade Gamble with 2 on and 2 out. Gamble leaves that one up and in. Gamble's been hitting the ball today. Hit by a pitch in the first. Singled and scored last inning. The 1-0 misses outside. Heading to count 2-0. Fastball hit weakly to second, handled cleanly onto first, and the threat is thwarted. Nice pitch there by Klontz, able to scatter the traffic and gets out of the inning without giving up a run. We head to the bottom of the 4th, and it is Fremont leading 7-1 over Lone Peak. You're watching the 2022 6A baseball tournament on KSLSports.com. Bottom of the 4th inning. Dusty Lister with you here at Larry Miller Field. Fremont leading 7-1 on Lone Peak. Winner moves on. Winner moves on. Loser's season is done as Brigham Smith comes back in for the bottom of the 4th. Misses on that one. And leading off for Fremont is Jackson Larkin. And that one misses up and in. The 2-0 in there for a called strike. So now the 2-1. A little bit of movement at the end of that one. Just dribbled foul. Count goes to 2 balls and 2 strikes. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Lead off Jackson Larkin. Movement at the end of that one, fouled away again. Hard to strike out these Silverwolf hitters. As I say that, they have not struck out today. Single strikeout through 3 innings. The 2-2 misses inside. Count runs full. And I want to let the leadoff man on with the walk. Payoff pitch. Hit well into left, but right at the left fielder as Cade Gamble pulls that one in for the first out of the inning. That brings up Bridger Klontz, the pitcher. Reached on a single last inning. The sacrifice fly and an RBI in the first. Looks at strike 1. And the 0-1 from Smith stays wide the plate. Count even at a ball and a strike. The 1-1. Back up the middle, nearly stabbed by Smith. And that is a 1-out single. Nice piece of hitting there by Bridger Klontz. So man aboard with 1 out. And I'll bring up Bodie Goins.
Now batting is the catcher, number 18, Bodie Goins.
Goins reached on a fielder's choice in the first and single, drove in a run and scored a run last inning. The catcher for Fremont lifts this one into the infield. Easton Comer's got it. After the frustration of having a couple fly balls reach the turf, you can hear some parents want to make sure guys talk. Just in case you couldn't hear that. They weren't yelling balk. They were wanting them to talk. So 2 away. I'll bring up Peyton Surge, who has had a heck of a day today. The 7, 8, 9 hitters have been ultra productive. And that ball misses up. Surge walked and scored in the second. He singled and scored last inning. Well, breaking piece lifted in the right field. Ball going to hang up. And it'll be taken by Jethro Johnson for the 3rd out of the inning. So Lone Peak able to get on that one without giving up a run as we head to the top of the 5th. It is Fremont 7, Lone Peak 1. You're watching the 2022 6A State Baseball Tournament on KSLSports.com, your home for online championships. So Caden Hodson leads off the inning and looks up ball 1. The 1-0 lifted sky high down the left field line. Looks like it's going to stay in play. Just all the way back in. Holy Hannah. I left his bat. I thought for sure it's not even like be fouled, get out of play. And that ball drifted all the way back inside the line. And you hear the frustration. There's a lot of frustration on the field. So runner on first and no outs. They actually might be pinch running for Hodson as that's in there for a called strike. And the 0-1 fouled off down the right field line as that's tailing away. Count now 0-2. And that one fouled off as well. So Jordan Frye hanging in here down 0-2 in the count. Frye walked in the first. He doubled in the third. Love to come through here at the runner on first base. And no outs. Bringing ball well wide of the plate. Had one to burn, up 0-2. His pitching is Calvin Moreau. And that ball lifted high in the air. You can't take anything for granted here. We've seen that from both sides now. Both sides, that's the exact same spot we had in the third inning. The Lone Peak had the same issue. That ball's just taken up in the air, and it keeps moving. And even now, the center fielder comes up, trying to make the play, and it just kept drifting toward right field. The wind is playing games. You get 2 base runners now. You could really aid the wind with 2 hits.
Did you count them both as okay?
So runners on first and second. Aided by the wind. And I'll bring up Josh Heaton. So Lone Peak getting some fortuitous help here with the wind, and they take advantage of it, played some runs. Got 3 at-bats, including this one, remaining in this game to make up the 6-run difference. As Heaton fouls that one off. So runners on first and second and no outs. Fastball, Heaton fouls it away. Done a good job getting it on his hands there by Moreau. And the boys of Plain City have played really well today. Played those 7 runs in the first 3 innings. The 0-2 leaves it up. And now the 1-2. Breaking ball out over the plate in the right center field. That's going to get down. Had to see it down. Here comes a runner around third, and that's an RBI single. So we runners on first and second and no outs off the RBI single from Josh Heaton. And with the way everything's been held up in the last couple of innings, certainly don't blame the read on that. You don't want it carrying a little bit more. And we've seen a lot of right fielders come in to make that play this week. So now that brings up Chris Billings. Or probably Brigham Smith. This is Brigham Smith coming up. So runners on first and second here for Brig, trying to help his cause here. He scored a bunt. Can't get it on that one. Second strike. So ball and 2 strikes here to Smith. Needs to put the ball in play. Tenney on deck. The 1-2 wide of the plate. And now the 2-2. This one lifted into center field. Everyone's got a good read on that one. And it's the first out of the inning. A little bit of a shaft shot there from Smith. And now Dane Tenney. Well, Tenney, the catcher, coming to the plate with 1 out, 2 on. He offers up the first one and fouls it away. Balls and a strike. Swing from Tenney. Big swing, goes through it. Ball, or probably no balls and 2 strikes. Dane flew out to right and then flew out to left. They're shading him a little bit to right field. Left that one outside. So now a ball and 2 strikes. Chop to second. Can he break up the double play? Goes short way. Won't get the throw. And they want the interference. There's no interference there. He can go straight into the bag. He's saying that the runner at first is safe. That's not interference. So that was kind of the confusion there. Runner is out at second. Runner safe at first because the second baseman is begging for an interference. And high school, he goes directly into the bag. He's good. So the conference right here is going to be about the interference, and there wasn't true interference. Oh, 2 away with runners on the corners.
The first baseman, number 24, Easton Gomer.
Brings up Easton Comer. Easton singled last inning. And that pitch finds the outer part of the plate. Strike 1. And the 0-1 to Comer through the right side. Oh, nice stab. Can he get there on there in time? No. And an RBI single for Easton Comer. And it's now 7-3. And runners at first and second. So that was a great job of getting to that ball by Larkin. And Comer able to get up the line to beat it out. And more importantly, he drives in the run. And it's Jethro Johnson at the plate. Big hack on the first pitch. Jethro went down on strikes in the second and in the fourth. Love to come through and bridge to the top of the order. McChesney on deck. A little bender, misses wide. Count even at 1-1. Seen Jethro Johnson come through. Saw that at the game against Bingham on April Fool's Day. The game is close, able to come through with a big RBI. That ball misses. 2-1. Big thing here from Moreau is hit his spots. They keep swinging. These Fremont pitchers, he and Clontz, especially Clontz, obviously pitching most of his game, lived in the zone and forced Lone Peak to hit as Johnson does go to the right side. Here comes a run. That throw will be cut off, and another RBI single for Lone Peak as Jethro Johnson comes through. And how about the bottom of the orders on both these teams in their big innings? 7, 8, and 9. Tenney hitting the fielder's choice. Comer with the RBI single. And now Johnson with an RBI single. As it bridged to the top of the order. In a 7-3 game, it's Crew McChesney with runners on first and second. And McChesney, man, he thought that hung right underneath his bat. And now the 0-1. And McChesney swung through it again. Strike 2. Crew doubled his last time up. And now the 0-2. It bounced. One ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 2 on. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. But Lone Peak plates 3 runs to cut the deficit in half. We head to the bottom of the 5th inning, and it is Fremont 7, Lone Peak 4. You're watching the 2022 6A State Baseball Tournament on KSLSports.com. Bottom of the 5th inning, Cannon Cofer leading off for the Silverwolves. Lifts this one into center field. McChesney's got it. And he takes it in. So I think what we've learned is if you hit it hard through the wind, it doesn't get carried by the wind. He's got to hit a high fly ball. Not much on it. The wind all of a sudden just starts pulling it around. I'm sure there's a math whiz out there that knows the equation of how and why that works. E equals MC squared. And equations are not numbers because there's letters in there. The bender in there for a called strike. As Brig Grange at the plate. Brig out in left field now. Started today as a designated hitter. As Brigham Smith gives that one up in a line drive right into the glove of Caden Hodson for the second out of the inning.
Right fielder, number 3, Gavin Douglas.
And I'll bring up Gavin Douglas, the right fielder. And that's in there for a called strike. Douglas walked and scored in the first. Reached on a fielder's choice in the third. It was a starting pitcher yesterday. That was wide. Ball 1. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs here for Fremont. As Smith misses down. Runs the count to 2-1. I'll give this to Brigham Smith. He's brought in a tough position in the 3rd inning. Inheriting a bunch of base runners. But got him out in order in the 4th. Here he is with a chance to do it again here in the 5th. He bounces that one 3-1. He has a chance to come back here and set it up if the offense can score. Bring in an older pitcher again and save another arm here for Coach Bezant. But the bats have to stay alive for the Lone Peak, and he's got to get out of the inning. As he has to go through the heart of the order to do so. The 3-1 finds the zone. Count now full. Got to feed him again. There's no defense for a walk. And Douglas, he's going to be looking middle, looking to do something here. The payoff pitch. Hit well to the right side, and that's through. And that's a 2-out single and an extender of the inning by the leadoff man, Gavin Douglas.
Shortstop, number 20, Logan Pendleton.
And there goes a Logan Pendleton now, this shortstop. The runner on first. And that one just wide. Not a bad spot there by Smith. The 1-0 to Pendleton. Big swing, snap down the first, not in time. But evens the count of the ball and a strike. Pendleton reached on an infield single in the first. Drove in a run in the third. It's 2 for 3 on the day. Little bender, yes, in there for a called strike 2. Have not had a good feel on that pitch all day today. That's what that little hesitation was. And now the 1-2. That misses. Not a bad spot, but it was wide of the plate. As Douglas takes second base on the breaking ball. So runner in scoring position. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and a runner on second. Bounces that one. We go back to a full count. A dangerous hitter coming up next to Calvin Moreau. We always say, hey, go get the guy at the plate. And here's Pendleton. He's going to be looking something straight here. Payoff pitch. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. Brigham Smith scatters the runner. And it go to the top of the 6th inning, and it is Fremont leading Lone Peak 7-4. You're watching the 2022 6A baseball tournament on KSLSports.com. Top of the 6th inning, and it's Cade Gamble. Look at that first pitch strike. That one's well off the plate. That's one of those pitches you just hope that's still the same in an inning like this that was earlier in the game. You're never sure. So Moreau, nice pitch. Gets him swinging on that one. Nice little breaking ball. As the pitching for Fremont has been outstanding both days. Douglas pitched a very good game yesterday. It was a 2-1 ball game to Farmington. And today, Quantz has been outstanding, and Morrow has come in and pitched extremely well, as that one just misses, and a count now 2-2. Gamble's hitting a pitch in the first. Singled and scored in the third. Grounded out in the fourth. And love to get a leadoff here. Get a leadoff runner on for Lone Peak, trailing by 3 runs. And it's always big here for Moreau and the pitchers from Fremont. You have to stifle every bit of hope in the last 2 innings. That ball misses up and in. So the leadoff man is aboard for the Knights.
Now back is the shortstop, number 21, Peyton Surge.
Going to bring up Hodson. So Caden Hodson, the shortstop. He reached on the crazy wind ball last inning. We thought it was going to be out of play and blew back in. Landed in shallow left field. Looks at ball 1. And now the 1-0 from Moreau. Hit sharply to left field. That's going to bring Gamble around from first. Gamble coming around third. No, they're going to hold him up. Wisely hold him up, and that is a stand-up double for Caden Hodson. And the tying run comes to the plate. That brings up Jordan Frye. Terrific at bat there from Hodson. He roped that ball. And now from Moreau, it's center yourself time. 1 run doesn't matter. As that ball hits sharply. Frye was not going to be fooled a little early on that one. No balls and one strike here to Frye. Little breaking piece, fouled off the left side as well. He's got him leaning. So he came inside, roped the foul. Little breaking piece was kind of out over the plate. He chopped it as well. He got one to burn up 0-2. And from Moreau, it's nothing over the plate. Get him chasing here on 0-2. Don't want to give up anything on an 0-2 pitch. And he buries that one. A called strike 3.
Designated hitter, number 22, Josh Heaton.
And that one misses low. So runners on second and third and one out. There's Josh Heaton at the plate. RBI single his last time up to the right side. Ropes this one down the left field line and foul. So when we do games, we just want good games. And this is fun. It's intense. Game time run at the plate. Season's on the line here for both Fremont and Lone Peak. All you want in a state tournament. The 1-1. Bender, strike 2, good pitch. He'll come back with it. And the 1-2. He gripped the fastball, bounced that one in there. 2 balls and 2 strikes. You can tell he wanted that one. It's one of those moments you have the music playing in your head. And here you go. So 2 balls and 2 strikes, 1 out, and 2-1. Bounced it, and here comes Gamble in to score. And it's a 2-run game. It was 7-1 going at the top of the 5th inning, and now 7-5. Again, the game time run at the plate, full count on Heaton. And there you are, going to re-enter Billings. He is on deck. As Easton Comer's going to come in and throw, I believe, in the bottom half of the inning. So now the full count. Heaton does not catch all of it. Good job of regaining his feet. Here comes the throw to the plate and a sacrifice fly, and it is a 1-run game. Does the job, does Heaton. And it's 7-6.
Now batting, number 9, Bryce Billings.
And that brings up Chris Billings, who re-enters the game for Brigham Smith. So Billings evens the count at 1-1. Chris Billings is the starting pitcher today. He's was lifted for Brigham Smith. He's re-entering into that spot. He'll go to first base, I believe, with Comer coming in to throw as he held off there. And the count now goes to 2 balls and a strike. Been a tough day at the dish here for Billings. Down on strikes, grounded out in the 1st and 3rd inning. And he fists this one into left center field. And it's going to be a 2-out double, and the tying run is in scoring position. Old Uncle Mo's wearing maroon and gold. So how about that? Billings re-enters. And now is a base hit away from being the tying run. And Dane Tenney, the catcher, coming to the plate. Moreau bounces that one, and Billings not going anywhere. Did not read it, don't go. I got a feeling Billings goes on that. He's gunned. If you don't read it, you stay. With 2 outs. Remember, you don't make the first or third out, it's third or at home. That's a good timeout taken by the catcher. And Bodie Goins going out there and just calm down Moreau. Say, hey, get the guy at the plate. Everything's good. Make sure they're on the same page on the pitches. Don't want to cross them up. We saw that yesterday with PG. Cross up the catcher, and he was expecting a breaking ball, and he threw a fastball, cut him right in the stomach. As that one misses down, and the count 2-0. And Tenney well ahead of that pitch. An 81-mile-an-hour breaking ball. Okay, if you just joined us, it was 7-1 going into the top of the 5th inning. It's a 5-run third for Fremont. Scored 7 runs in the first 3 innings. Lone Peaks come all the way to get within a run. The game-time run at second. As that one fouled off, and the count even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Tenney on the day. He reached on a fielder's choice in the 5th and scored. The speed up scored. Here we go. Deuce is wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. That ball's inside, and it's been inside all day. And that is a enticing pitch, but now a full count. Easton Comer on deck. The payoff pitch. And that ball lifted in the left field. Ranging over on the warning track, and you see the wind pull that around on him. I haven't been a dad of a teenager yet, so I won't pass judgment. But let's take a deep breath. Three balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. And a runner on second. Moreau. That ball lifted in the center field, and it's going to get hung up and handled by Cofer for the 3rd out. The Lone Peak has made it a 1-run game heading to the bottom of the 6th inning as they plate 2 more. Fremont looking for some insurance runs here in the bottom of the 6th. You're watching the 2022 6A State Baseball Tournament on KSLSports.com. Bottom of the 6th inning. Fremont coming to the plate. And it is Calvin Moreau leading off. Looked at ball 1, and now looking at ball 2 as Easton Comer is coming in to throw. It was a very good job by Brigham Smith. He came in a tough spot and able to battle his way through in the last couple innings, be able to shut down this Fremont attack as Comer drops down 3/4 and misses wide. The count now 3-0. And again, submarines that one in there for a called strike. Moreau on the day, walked and scored in the 3rd. And he leads off with a walk. Now, all the momentum sitting there for Lone Peak, and that's the thing. You got to come in, throw strikes, just keep things going. And for the senior Easton Comer, just put it together. So is the speed-up runner is number 4.
Number 4, Noah Austin.
As Noah Austin. Comer's pitch finds the zone, strike 1. So Jackson Larkin, an RBI single and a run scored back in the 3rd. I feel like the whole lineup from Fremont, you're going to hear me say that, back in the 3rd inning. They played 5 runs on 6 hits. The 0-1 misses wide. Count even at a ball and a strike. I'm trying to keep Austin close to the bag. One ball, one strike. No outs, a runner on first base. Submarine, tailor-made, 4-6. On to 3, no. That ball is wide, and the runner will be safe, and will reach on the fielder's choice.
Now batting is the first baseman, number 7.
So Larkin aboard on the fielder's choice and 1 out. And here's a well-hit ball in the left center field. Going to get down. Austin digging around second, heading into 3rd. The throw is on time and got him. How about the throw from Crew McChesney? Bounced right in. That's the 2nd out of the inning. So to single to Klontz and an 8-5 putout. Getting Austin. That brings up Bodie Goins, the catcher. And that outer part of the plate is it's a mystery box, man. You can't get a feel for where it is today. The 0-1. And that little submarine action's catching more of it, apparently. And that is 0-2. Mentioned Comer, the starting quarterback for Lone Peak this year. Looking to come through here. The 0-2 wide. As they say, the little distance adds perspective. I think a little up seeing that one. Here's the 1-2 to Goins. Hit sharply to second. Handled cleanly by Frye on to first. And we go to the top of the 7th inning. Lone Peak trailing by 1. Can Fremont hold off the Knights? Top of the 7th coming up. You're watching the 2022 6A State Baseball Tournament on KSLSports.com. Last bat time for Lone Peak, trailing by 1, 7-6. And Easton Comer comes to the plate. Lone Peak needs a leadoff man to get on. Peyton Surge is coming to throw for Fremont. Finds a zone, strike 1. Comer did his job coming in to pitch and keep it a 1-run game. Now looks a little bender, strike 2. A little late action on that one. Back-to-back hits for Comer. 2 singles and an RBI today. Fouls that one off. Keeps the count at no balls and 2 strikes. And the big thing for Fremont, get that first out. Both of them looking for that first. Lone Peak wants to get the game-tying run on base. Fremont get that first out. And that one lifted on the right side is going to get out of play. Coming up next is going to be Riverton and Bingham. So if you're tuning into the stream for that one, it will be coming up at the conclusion of this game. Was scheduled for 4:30. A called strike 3. Surge gets the outer half, and Comer's down on strikes for the first out of the inning. And now Jethro Johnson comes to the plate. Here comes Jethro Johnson. Ooh. And misses down. So Johnson drove in a run his last at bat. That one's outside. Going to draw some groans on that one. Again, the outer part of the plate, just haven't been able to find the happy medium with that one. The 2-0, chopped to short, bobbled, thrown on time, and Johnson retired for the second out. Lone Peak down to their final out of the season. Now we go to the top of the order, and Crew McChesney coming to the plate. Nice job by Pendleton. After he bobbled it, he stayed calm and fired his strike over to first. A lot of times you see younger players, they rush that throw, and it goes up the line, and all of a sudden the game-time run standing at second base. A nice job at collecting himself and getting the out. So Surge can get the save here. McChesney, the leadoff man for Lone Peak, looks at strike 1. Crew doubled in the 4th. Would love to extend the inning here. Cade Gamble on deck. No, that one well wide of the plate. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Chop to the right side. McChesney not going to get there in time, and that'll do it. Fremont holds off the charge from Lone Peak, and they get a 7-6 win. The number 1 ranked team in the RPI comes back after losing to Farmington. Up 7-1. They may have given up 5. They did not give up 6 runs, and they hold on 7-6 to knock off Lone Peak and end the night season. Our Heineman Associates player of the game, I'm going to go with Peyton Surge. Surge was outstanding today, getting it done. The bottom half of the order came in and closed things out. Also, we'll be looking at we're going to go Peyton Surge. Got things done on all levels. So great job here today for Fremont, able to hold on to this one. And congratulations to Lone Peak on a great year. It comes to never easy for it to come to a close, especially for those seniors. But it is Fremont 7, Lone Peak 6. Fremont moves on tomorrow to take on. Let's see, they will be playing at 1:30 tomorrow. The loser of the Farmington American Fort game. We'll have it for you right here on KSLSports.com. For Addison Kerr, I'm Dusty Lister. Thanks for joining us and for watching Game Night Live Rewind's coverage of the 2022 6A Baseball State Tournament on KSLSports.com.